Hello lovely people, here's Kaat in the Live Love Love Life Center in Antwerp, Belgium, and I welcome you to this Christmas message. This Christmas message is about the strength, the power of Christmas. Christmas is the celebration of the light. That means that there is more light, that there will be more light on earth. So that means that the frequency of the earth and this part of the universe will raise, and that has an impact on us all. It has an impact on our consciousness, and it has an impact on our system. And what happens is next that everything that is on surface in your system that is ready to dissolve, that is ready to come on the surface, will come up. And what happens is that what was attached to the system that is low in frequency, the high frequency, the pleasant emotions, they flow through the body, but the unpleasant, they get lower and lower in frequency. So that means that they block the system for parts. And when the frequency of the earth rises, means that they can get loose, and they come on the surface, and you will experience these emotions. And that can be all sort of emotions, worthlessness, it can be miscommunication, it can be powerlessness, it can be doubt. It's all these emotions, that 26 basic emotions. And then of course you have the emotions that follow up, and that means that you become sad or angry about some basic emotions. So you become sad because somebody treats you worthless, or you become angry because somebody gives you doesn't listen to you, there's no communication, and so on. So what happens is that during Christmas time, especially the week before Christmas, then the frequency of the earth will rise, and what happens is that the emotion will rise too. And then Christmas is family business, yes, it's family together. And family, that means that's a group of souls that really incarnate again and again and again, life after life. So you have karma there, and dharma. Karma means that you help each other experience destructive experience, and dharma, that means that you help each other to experience constructive experience. And so karma is there in families, and of course you get together, and they trigger these emotions that in your system came on the surface because of the rise of the frequency. And then you have two ways to handle it. First way is to project it on the person. For example, you accuse that person to treat you worthless, or you accuse that the person doesn't listen to you. And then what happens in your own system is that you make this emotion more, and your system gets sick of that because it's very low in frequency, and it blocks your energy flow through your system. So your body gets dysfunctional on those places where these emotions are, and every emotion has its own place and movement. Very slow, but they still move. And what happens is that you make them more and more, you multiply them, because you confirm the emotion, and your system will be harmed. And then you have the second way to handle this. And first of all, you become aware it's your emotion, it's from your system, It's not the person, it's your system. And you keep it to yourself. That means you don't project, you don't accuse it. And then you start learn to feel it independent from the brain, but also using the brain, focus of the brain. And I can teach you this by in the 3D meditation. I can teach you the technique, how to use, how to steer, how to become captain of your ship and steer the system, and also the emotions, because the emotions are tools that you can use to create your own life. And so you don't multiply them in your system, the opposite, you can melt them down, like ice cube where you throw warm water on it, they melt down. It's the same. If you as a soul get into your body and experience the emotions in the body, through the body, then you are light, love, warmth, wisdom and power, high in frequency. Then the low frequency and unpleasant emotion is a low frequency will dissolve. And slowly, slowly there's more space for you, and you are happy and healthy, you know, and in contact with the universe and everlasting eternal life. So you give that information also to the body, and then the body will become happier, of course, and healthier, and your happiness that you are as a soul is in your body. And I also want to explain why it is that family has karma. And I am going to use the story of Judas. The story of Judas is actually deformed by religion. The other dimensions, creatures of other dimensions, they explained to me, they told me the real story. And it's an amazing, beautiful story I'm going to tell you now. So there was Jesus, and Jesus experienced that he rised above the frequency of the physical body. So he realized that he could let the body be killed, destroyed, and manifest it back again. And he thought, why don't I show it to the world that everything is possible, that you can rise above the materialistic matter. And so the body is also matter, that you can rise above, that you can be the captain of the ship and decide whatever you want to do with it, and that you also can manifest it again. So he told this to his apostles, and he asked that somebody would tell the Romans where he was, and so they can capture him, and the rest of the story you know, and they destroy his body. And nobody of his apostles, they want to do that, because they said, no, we don't want you to die, blah, blah, blah. And Judas came to Jesus and said, is this really what you want? And Jesus said, yes, this is my plan, this is what I want to experience. And Judas said, okay, I love you so much that I do this for you. So Judas did it, we all know. In the story, it is told that Judas went to the Romans and told the Romans why Jesus was. The Romans captured Jesus and destroyed his body. And then, when the body was destroyed, what happened? It took Jesus quite a while. I think it was 2 days before he could not manifest, because he already could manifest his body, but he experienced that nobody could recognize him, and he didn't know why. So it took him like 2 days to find out what the reason was that nobody could recognize him. So he walked with Mary and her friend, and they experienced him as a stranger. So they didn't recognize him. So what happened? He realized, he experienced that they couldn't recognize him and his body because it was too high in frequency. So he had 2 ways. Or he lowered his frequency of his body, or he higher the frequencies of the body of the people. He wanted to recognize him. So he lowered the frequency of his body. And then they recognized him. And Judas, in the meanwhile, in those 2 days, he felt guilty, and he crawled away, He felt a very bad person, and that's the story what the religion tells you. And then after that, Jesus manifests his body again, and everybody could recognize him. It was cleaned up, you know. Judas was blessed by Jesus and thanked by Jesus, so the karma was not even started. But that is what the family does for you. So people who trigger you the most, they agreed with you that they helped you to experience the unpleasant emotions, the unpleasant experiences. That's not a nice job, yes? So they love you so much. So the person who you hate the most, you love the most at the other side. So that's the Judas story. And so try not project your emotions, they're yours. And then your family get-togethers will be nice and warm and loving. And you'll put this person who trigger you the most in a totally different daylight if you know this story about Judas and about incarnation. And so we wish you, me, Kaat Jacobs, and the whole Live Love team, we wish you a wonderful Christmas. We wish you a warm, loving Christmas with all the people you love and the ones who trigger you. And we see you in a short time. We see you soon, and we look forward to meet you again. And if you have any questions, you can mail us, let us know, contact us, and we'll let you know the answer. Bye bye.